with Barcelona and Bayern Munich. He's got a new deal as well, running through to 2021. So he's going to be around for a little while yet. Loves this area as well. I remember him on his, he had a bit of a sabbatical around here, didn't he? Dinner with Sir Alex Ferguson and all that while he was taking a little break from the game. Mane's come on, one of those for Liverpool, and now Solanke. There have been a lot of changes. We'll just there's so many, in fact, that it's hard to keep you abreast of them all. We'll just identify the new players as they get the ball, and one of them is Dominic Solanke now. Paul, just explain the reasons why the managers would make so many changes at this stage of the preparation process.
That's the reason, because the boys have only been back for maybe a couple of weeks. They don't want to overtax them. You don't want to get strains. We kept banging the drum about not getting injured in pre-season. It's just the medical team will be taking care of the players' minutes, and that's exactly what the manager will follow.
Mane is out there. He did go to the World Cup with Senegal, who were very, very unluckily eliminated at the group stage on the fair play rule.
They were an exciting team, weren't they?
Yeah. It's a tough way to go out. Mane looking to make a nuisance of himself, and Zinchenko who gets it back. Manchester City look to have made less changes at the break. That's Harrison chipping it forward. He hasn't really been able to quite get into it today.
Bernardo Silva's out there, Ian. I'm not surprised that I'm guessing he's going to give him 45. I don't think he'll give him that long. I thought we may see him briefly, but maybe Klopp's going to give him 45 minutes. Sorry, Pep. I'm sorry, Pep.
Yeah. Almost made the managerial change there. That would have been big headlines.
It's inexpensive.
As you say, that one caught me out. We are allowed to slip at the time, you know. That's Fabinho to Virgil van Dijk. Zinchenko back in more familiar territory in the left back role there for the moment, in that area of the pitch anyway. Joe Hart has come on in goal now. Of course, no longer really a Manchester City man. Mane's in behind here. His first touch rather let him down. He might get another one. Bouncing around, and then Humphries gets it off the line at the last minute before Jones can take advantage. Quite an escape there for City.
Well, Mane's completely switched on, threatening the back line of Manchester City, forcing his way in. Got 2 or 3 bites of the cherry there.
Things always happen when Sadio Mane is playing against Liverpool. He was sent off at Manchester City last season. He scored against them in the Premier League and the Champions League in the last campaign. Solanke pulled it wide.
Very lively start. 49th minute of the game. Very lively start by Liverpool.
Oh, that could be an own goal. Joe Hart to the rescue there.
I think Joe was teasing the fans there.
Claudio Gomez, who nearly put his goalkeeper in difficulties. That would have been an embarrassing one, really. It's the last thing Joe Hart needs at the moment, because he's probably waiting for another club to come and sign him. He certainly doesn't have any future with Manchester City. He just happens to be out here on this tour with them, because they hold his registration. It's about the size of it. Difficult situation for him, isn't it, to be honest?
It is very, very difficult to do. Liverpool come out the blocks really flying. On the City side under incredible pressure.
Looked like they mean business at the start of the half. A little spin from Milner, then the chip in. It's too long for Ben Woodburn, another of those exciting teenagers on the books at Liverpool. Gomez. Not a good ball. Cut out by Ragnar Klavan, the Estonian, experienced central defender. Plenty of first-team experience.
Guardiola got Leroy Sané. He's playing in the 9 role, number 19. He's playing in the number 9 role. Blistering speed. Fantastic on the dribble.
Zinchenko to chip this one forward. And maybe something for Manchester City here if they can get it right. Sané. He's come on for the second half. Not a man you want to give a lot of room to on that left-hand side, because he can cause so much damage, of course.
Well, a little thumbs up to Sané there from Bernardo Silva. The angle was too difficult for Sané there as he went in. And he just tried to cut it back just across the face there to Bernardo Silva. He made the run from the middle of the park.
Solanke in behind, but too much on it for Woodburn. That was a wasted opportunity, really.
It was. Poor weighted pass. Tremendous run from Woodburn. Solanke saw it, but way too much weight.
Fast out the blocks at the start of the second half. Liverpool here, who want the win. They probably should have had one against Dortmund, but let in some late goals. Lost it 3-1. Again, they'd largely dominated. Bolton doing well. Sané! And the new goalkeeper who's just come on for Liverpool, Quiveen Kelleher, making the save, the 19-year-old Irishman.
Absolutely incredible burst of speed there, down the right-hand side. Right across the face. Maybe it was Klein, I believe, that would just maybe put Sané off. As he puts it across the face, no, maybe he's got to do better. I thought Klein had got a foot in.
Bolton did well, didn't he? Luke Bolton setting that up.
Very well. That's tremendous pace.
Haven't seen that before from him. They used him at right back the other day. We were looking up the notes before this tour. We'd never heard of him. We'll be honest with you. We'd never heard of him. And I don't think too many other people had either. We were told he was an academy striker. So they used him at right back the other day. Today he's playing a bit further forward on the right.
So that's Guardiola's methods, right? That's what he does. But, that was with the ball. That was tremendous breakneck speed.
Claudio Gomez to Jack Harrison now for Manchester City, off on one of his runs. Not the best ball. Foden lays it sideways. It's Bernardo Silva. Not to be confused with his namesake David Silva, of course, who'll be joining Manchester City soon after his exertions with Spain at the World Cup. Only about 11 days before Manchester City have to play in the Community Shield at Wembley against Chelsea. That's the game they have in England every year between the champions and the FA Cup winners.
It'll be fascinating to see what side Guardiola puts out for that game.
Or what side he'll be able to put out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Foden here might be one of those who's featured, and now Harrison. They've all got a chance of a Wembley appearance, I'd say. They start the season the following weekend with an intriguing away game at Arsenal. Not easy, that.
Well, new management going in at Arsenal, making changes. That's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on that.
I think they're going to change character a little bit, Arsenal.
I think they're going to have to. They're going to have to change the character.
Just a wee bit more pragmatic. Morris tried to feed it through. Jones doing well. Played by Kelleher, the young goalkeeper, has distinguished himself. Signed 3 years ago. He was from a team called Ringmaham Rangers. Here's Nathaniel Klein. We've got Solanke waiting in the middle. They've got Mane. Here he is. Gets a free kick right on the edge. This could be dangerous.
Quick feet from Mane, but a stupid challenge coming in there. We spoke about it in the first half. You give away free kicks in these type of areas, you're asking for trouble with the high level of skill that the players have got nowadays from these dead ball situations.
Gomez was beaten all ends up there and dived in. There's no doubt about the free kick.
Yeah, they're queuing up here to take this. Robertson, Woodburn, Van Dijk, Miller, Mane, they're all want some of this.
Forwards. Goes over the bar in the end. It's
Wall did his job. Stood firm.
Robertson, it was trying his luck with the left foot. And then Van Dijk, who took it. Yep, deflected. It was Van Dijk's free kick in the end. Robertson wanted to take it, I think. Never got the chance. And then Van Dijk with a header. And Solanke puts the ball in the back of the net, but it's not going to stand that. Been ruled out by the referee.
Yeah, flag went up. Assistant ref, no doubt. Fans are not happy. Of course they're not happy. They want to see goals.
Well, I think they should have seen a couple of penalties, I think, already. And Dominic Solanke denied there. Gomez. Bernardo Silva. Sané speed. Will get him away from everybody. Will he finish it? Yes! There's a goal, all right. Leroy Sané. There's a little reminder to Germany about what they missed at the World Cup. Brilliantly taken by the winger.
Well, Bernardo Silva, it was a thing of beauty, Ian. As soon as Bernardo Silva got the ball, he saw out of the corner of his eye that Leroy Sané took off in the inside left channel, just inside Van Dijk. Van Dijk had no chance of catching him. The weight of the pass from Bernardo Silva was perfect, and from a narrow angle, he just puts it away. It's as though it's been there every single day of the week. Look at that. Confident, wonderful finish, wonderful strike.
And I think that kind of speed and dash was something Germany's play was missing at the World Cup. And that wasn't an easy finish, was it?
No, he's on the angle. But if he passed it into the back of the net, that's a sign of a very high-quality player. You know, a lot of players, he's only a young kid, by the way, a lot of players would have blasted it or panicked. He didn't. He just passed it in the back of the net. Or maybe the goalkeeper's ankles wasn't particularly spot on, but it doesn't matter. That's a tremendous goal.
Sané was quoted this week as saying it hurt him a great deal for a week after he had been left out of Germany's World Cup squad, and to be honest with you, it still, he said it still does, if I'm honest.
There you go.
Yeah. Which is exactly as it should be, of course. Zinchenko can mop that up for Manchester City, and Liverpool, once again, as against Dortmund in a game they'd probably had just the better of, find themselves behind.
Well, I must say that the first 10-12 minutes of this second half, it's been predominantly all Liverpool, but that bit of magic from Bernardo Silva and the run in behind from Sané was absolutely breathtaking.
Nearly a very good ball there by Curtis Jones to pick up Mane. They've got speed there. If he gets in behind that defence, it's good night, really, Mane.
Absolutely.
When are we going to see Mo Salah, I wonder? If at all. Fans will be disappointed if he doesn't get a run out. He has been with the squad now for a few days. And remember, Egypt were one of the first teams eliminated, because they were in Group A, the first games played at the World Cup. So he has had a bit of a break. Sané definitely showed the Liverpool defence a clean pair of heels. Here is Mane. Crowd enjoyed that little cameo from him. There's some good pictures of him the other day, juggling the ball with one of the ball boys. He's on the ball now, Mane trying to get him behind. Tell you what, Garcia did well again there.
I think he did just enough there. I thought Mane was just going to pull it down. Joe Hart was, to be honest, Joe Hart was a very poor start position. He was in no man's land. I just thought Mane was going to just pull it down. He did.
Mahrez, lovely reverse ball to Luke Bolton here, who had a big chance to make it too.
Big threat down this right-hand side. You know, we talk about Liverpool with blistering speed. Here's the goal. Sané goes through. But Bernardo Silva, the turn and the weight, he knew exactly what he was doing. He put it on a platter.